Why are members of Congress, including Democrats, surprised that President Barack Obama acted and stated he could not wait in securing the release of Army Sergeant Bowe Bergdahl from his captors of 5 years? Why is the public, the American people, taken aback by the president making excuses for why he ignored the law to inform Congress before releasing 5 lethal Taliban prisoners from Guantanamo Bay? The president has told us for years, in campaign speeches and State of the Union addresses, that he will go around Congress. He would not wait for Congress to act. He would go it alone to do what he thought was the right thing to do. The president has been very clear that he does not view the Congress as an equal branch of government to the presidency. The president has been transparent, as he said he would be, in snubbing his nose at members of the House of Representatives and senators. A pattern is well documented that the president did not feel he was beholden to answer for his actions, his words, his decisions, or those of the secretaries who make up the executive branch to anyone on Capitol Hill. The Congress is merely a necessary evil which he must tolerate or find ways to outmaneuver. Did the president break the law? Absolutely. Will there be consequences? Equally, absolutely not. This struggle between the president when acting as commander-in-chief and the Congress has been going on since the founding of the nation. History, however, defers to the president in matters of what is deemed by the executive branch as a matter of national security. Commander-in-chief is a designated, enumerated duty of the president. When on the few rare instances the Supreme Court, the third branch of government, has deemed to weigh in, the justices have given the ball to the executive branch over the legislative branch, when as commander-in-chief, the president acts. Do I think the president was right in not consulting Congress before releasing these 5 deadly prisoners, one of whom is wanted by the World Court on charges of genocide? Absolutely not. The president has not, at this point, justified how this was in the national security interest to respond and act as he did. The Congress, for its part, keeps trying to make itself a co-commander-in-chief of the president, which is not what the Constitution allows. What is troubling in this latest incident of the president going around Congress is that this is a signature of his administration, which seems to have a systemic contempt for the constitutional role of the legislative branch. From the top on down, there seems to be a disregard for the rule of law and of congressional oversight. Look at the IRS targeting conservative groups contrary to law. Look at bureaucrats in the Veterans Affairs medical system ignoring the obligation to care for our veterans in a timely and efficient manner as prescribed by Congress. Look at Attorney General Eric Holder being held in contempt of Congress for failing to comply and provide subpoenaed documents over Fast and Furious. Look at the squandering and the lack of accountability of government money to green energy companies such as Solyndra when the company was deemed an unhealthy risk by Energy Department analysts. Look at the lack of response to requests for beefed-up security at American diplomatic missions in favor of buying green-friendly cars instead. Look at the non-action to cries for assistance which resulted in the death of the ambassador to Libya and 3 other Americans at Benghazi. Look at the attempt at misdirection to cast blame on an obscure YouTube video for the attack on the U.S. mission in Libya rather than the reality of a coordinated terrorist attack. Look at the appointments to fill vacancies at the National Labor Relations Board, even though Congress was not in recess. Look at the collection of data on everyday Americans by the National Security Agency without warrant or probable cause. All of these and more reveal a desire to elevate the executive branch to a position above and beyond the counterbalance of the legislative and judicial branches. This is what is most troubling about the rescue from captivity of Bergdahl. Questions swirling over whether Bergdahl was absent without leave when captured, a deserter, disillusioned with the U.S. military objective in Afghanistan, do not mean that Bergdahl should not have been saved, nor left behind, and are not relevant to the question of whether the president acted correctly and how the administration arranged his release. Those are questions for a different report and different day. The Army will investigate We'll make a determination about Bergdahl and how he came to be captured. From the cornfield, I am happy that Bergdahl is no longer a prisoner of war. I wish him and his family well. I am concerned about the president choosing to go it on his own rather than work in concert with Congress. That's the whole idea behind our system of checks and balances.